Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new show that I'm tentatively calling Game of the Week. Eventually, I have plans to expand into movies, TV shows, and whatever else strikes my fancy. Anyways, let's get into the Game of the Week. Pokemon Crystal is what we're going to be talking about. In case you've been living under a rock, Pokemon is a game series about catching, raising, and battling hundreds of different Pokemon. It all started in Japan with Pokemon Red and Green being released in 1996. 2 years later, we got Pokemon Red and Blue over here in the States. Then in 2000, the game received a sequel in Pokemon Gold and Silver. That brings us to Pokemon Crystal. Released in 2001, it looked to succeed Pokemon Gold and Silver with a couple of new features, such as being able to play as a female character for the first time in the series. Now that we have the history out of the way, let's get into why I like the game so much. I should preface this little review with the fact that I haven't played all the way through Crystal yet. But I have played through Soul Silver, which is pretty similar to Crystal, so don't look at this as a full review of the game. Try to see it as more of my impressions of the game. One of the things that I really liked about Crystal is the Pokemon in the game. 251 Pokemon, with 100 new Pokemon added to the game. Personally, I like most of the new Pokemon. Of course, there are a few that stick out as being not great, such as Chikorita, Spinarak, its evolution Ariados, Sunkern and its evolution Sunflora, Unknown, Pineco, Corsola, and Delibird. These are all just Pokemon that I personally don't like. I'm sure some people like them, but they aren't for me. Another quality of Gen 2 is that there are a lot of repeats from Gen 1. I'm talking like nearly every Pokemon comes back. It's like the Smash Ultimate of Pokemon. But I don't think that it's a bad thing. They all feel like they fit in. Even Slowpoke is back, and that's my favorite Pokemon. But it would have been cool to see a couple more new Pokemon. Another thing that I like about Crystal is the gym variety. In the games, you go from a flying type gym to bug to normal to ghost to fighting to steel to ice to dragon. And then in Kanto, in the post game, you have electric, psychic, grass, poison, water, rock, fire, and then a gym that has a variety of different types of Pokemon. I feel like these create a well balanced type chart that can't be blown through with a single Pokemon. The battle system also feels like it's been improved to me. For one, critical hits are no longer based on speed, so you have more reason to choose slower Pokemon. It's a small thing, but the move wrap was fixed. In Gen 1, it prevented you from attacking for 3 to 5 turns, but now it just deals extra damage to the Pokemon for 3 to 5 turns. They also cut the special stat into special attack and special defense. This helped balance out certain Pokemon. Now they could have high special attack but low special defense, or vice versa. But a problem that I have is that the physical special split hasn't happened yet. That means that moves are determined to be physical or special based on the type of move rather than what move it was. For example, all psychic type moves would be special. However, 2 new types were added, these being Dark and Steel. These were nice because it adds a counter to the psychic type, which was overpowered, and it just generally adds more to play around with. Gen 2 is also much more stable than Gen 1. What I mean by that is there isn't as many glitches, or at least none that I could see as notable. Grinding for levels isn't as in your face. It's still there if you want to, but it isn't really required if you're smart with your Pokemon. I also really like the rival. He's kind of a dick, but there's some character growth in there somewhere. Items feel more manageable since there are more pockets for items, and I can't forget possibly the coolest part about the game. There's a whole other region to explore after you're done in Johto. It's so cool to be able to revisit the Kanto region. I wish this feature was kept in the series, but I guess it would just be too much to remaster each region over and over again for each game, so I understand why they took it out. Overall, I think that Crystal is a really good game, and I think that it's worth a play even if you're not sure about it. With that, I'm out. See y'all next time.